Now to day 4 of the sentencing trial of the Parkland shooter. New video shown in court today documented the gunman's moments after the massacre at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High, leading up to his arrest. Witnesses who took the stand this morning included those who interacted with Nikolas Cruz, as well as the officer who took him into custody.
CBS 4's Nicole Lauren joins us inside the courthouse, in Fort Lauderdale with the latest. Nicole, and it was a short day today in court.
Yeah, it was a short day, and like Keith just mentioned, Maribel, the state really focused today on painting a picture of what unfolded right after the mass shooting, tracking Cruz's movements from a subway to a McDonald's and then to a residential neighborhood where he was placed in handcuffs. But first, I want you to listen to a former MSD student who encountered the shooter at that McDonald's.
He asked me for a ride when I was starting to leave the McDonald's to meet my mother on the other side. That's when he started talking to me.
Okay, and what did you say?
He asked me for a ride. He was pretty insistent on it, and I said no. I wasn't really thinking much of it. I mean, I was just trying to get home. My sister wasn't answering her phone. I was nervous. I was panicked. I also had a bad gut feeling about it.
Okay, so let's backtrack to right before this, where Cruz orders an icy at a subway inside of a Walmart. Carlos Rugales testified this morning he was the man who served Cruz that afternoon. And chilling to watch the shooter then leave, drinking the beverage casually after just shooting and killing 17 people and injuring 17 others. Next, we move to the McDonald's, where Cruz sits next to John Wilford, right across from him in the booth. You just heard from him in that soundbite, that former MSD student who did make it out of school safely. You can see he was waiting for his mom to pick him up when Cruz asked him for a ride. Wilford then declined, saying he was shaken up and panicked. After that, Cruz leaves on foot, walking into a residential neighborhood. That's where Coconut Creek police officer Michael Leonard spots Cruz as he's rounding the corner. The arrest depicted in this video you see right here, where Cruz is face first, laying on the ground, being handcuffed.
He followed all my instructions. I obviously wanted to see his hands and make sure he wasn't armed. I got him prone down on the ground. I asked him what his name was, and he told me Nikolas Cruz.
Okay. And do you see him in the courtroom today?
Objection, overruled.
I do.
Would you be good enough to point him out for us?
See over there with glasses and a mask on.
So today the state called a total of 7 witnesses. We do know that the courtroom was having discussions privately about when the jury is going to tour the 1200 building where the massacre took place. You can look for more on what unfolded inside the courtroom this morning and my colleague Joe Murray's live report coming up this evening starting at 5 o'clock. Inside the Broward County Courthouse, Nicole Lauren, CBS 4 News.